Let's say China.
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 China. China.
China.
China.
There are next door neighbors, and you can actually see Russia from land here in Alaska.
Go over to China. China.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Trump's statement, tweeting out insults to Angela Merkel. What's he doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host.
Yes. Hello and welcome. I am James Andrews, and you are listening to So This Happened, the only news you need if you are lost in time. It's Thursday, the 3rd of August, 1992. Yes, 1992. Everything has been a little bit crazy recently, so for Throwback Thursday, sit back and for 15 minutes enjoy a trip with me back to 1992.
An R-rated Woody Pecker cartoon.
Woody Pecker.
That's why UAV Corporation is reselling 20,000 copies of Woody Woodpecker and Friends. Now,
Be sure you get the right attribution there.
Я надеюсь, что вы правильно все это поняли.
He will do just about anything he can to get on camera. He crawled underneath the
So
fence.
today, in Wales, young fans were treated to a rare surprise when, after playing a concert last night at the National Stadium in Cardiff, Michael Jackson made a stop at a toy store in the downtown area of Cardiff. The manager of the store was amazed that Michael Jackson just wandered in off the street, and the young fans in there could not believe their luck. Ha! Well done, Michael. Well done. You're always looking out for the kids, aren't you? And in weather news, if you're down in Florida right now, watch out, because there is a hurricane a-brewing. This one's been dubbed Hurricane Andrew, and we're going to have to see how big this thing gets, but indications say this could be a big one, so batten down the hatches down there. Load up on rum and bread and milk, and good luck. And speaking of hurricanes, it's hard to believe that it's been over 2 months now since the Los Angeles riots. And now the Los Angeles Police Department has said that in the next few months, possibly by October, the report on the riots will be out. And that's been commissioned by William Webster, who's a special advisor, and Hubert Williams, who is the deputy special advisor. They hopefully will be able to release their findings, like I say, by October of this year. And the reports coming out of LA right now is that they are starting to rebuild. Buildings are starting to get put back together. Lives are starting to be rebuilt. And we send our thoughts to everybody affected by the riots, and hope that everything gets back to normal as soon as possible. And now, moving on to the president, George H.W. Bush. It looks like he is all set to re-win the party's nomination and try to become president for the second term. Well, the president was in Dalton this afternoon at a campaign rally, and let's have a listen into what George was saying.
And when you get down to it, leadership is about trust. Trust runs both ways. You need a leader who you can trust, but you also need a leader who trusts in the American people, trusts you, and not the government to make the important decisions about your lives. And when you forget about this kind of trust, trusting people, you get some crazy ideas. I'll give you an example. These days, the other side is pushing an idea that the way to fix this economy is to raise taxes by $150 billion. And at least half of that will fall on family farmers and small businesses. And they call that change. And I guess it makes sense, because if the other side get in power, change is all you'll have left in your pocket. And here's another crazy idea that's being pushed. They think they can fix health care by slapping you with at least a 7% payroll tax to finance a government takeover scheme. Well, we'll have a health care system with the efficiency of the motor vehicles if we do that, the Motor Vehicles Division, and also the KGB, the same compassion. And as long as I am president, I am not going to let our medical system be socialized or nationalized. We have a...
So there was the president at his rally, and I, for one, and I'm sure there are many of you out there that agree with this, but I can't wait for, 20, 25 years from now when we are not talking about healthcare. Because something has to give, right? I mean, there's no way it can keep going the way it is right now. By the year 2000, something will have changed. By 1999, we'll be partying just like Prince. And one man who could possibly be the man to do that is Bill Clinton. Now, he is the Democratic nominee for president. And he released an ad this week, and I want to play it. It's short, and I think it's going to give hope to thousands, if not millions of people who are getting sick of Bush's regime. Can I say that? Anyway, here's Bill Clinton.
I was born in a little town called Hope, Arkansas, 3 months after my father died. I remember that old 2-story house where I lived with my grandparents. They had very limited incomes. It was in 1963 that I went to Washington and met President Kennedy at the Boys Nation program. And I remember just thinking what an incredible country this was, that somebody like me, had no money or anything, would be given the opportunity to meet the president. That's when I decided I could really do public service, because I cared so much about people. I worked my way through law school with part-time jobs, anything I could find. And after I graduated, I really didn't care about making a lot of money. I just wanted to go home and see if I could make a difference. We've worked hard in education and healthcare to create jobs, and we've made real progress. Now it's exhilarating to me to think that as president, I could help to change all our people's lives for the better and bring hope back to the American dream.
There he is, Bill Clinton. He's young, he's handsome, he's well-spoken, he has a wife who he clearly loves and would never do anything to jeopardize that relationship in any way, shape or form. And surely that is the kind of man that we want as president of these United States. And now, a quick word from our sponsor, and we'll be right back with some news about the Olympic Games in Barcelona.
I've been selling real estate for nearly 20 years. But when I realized I wasn't hearing clearly, I didn't wait. I called Miracle Ear. Now I can understand what my clients are saying, and nobody knows I'm wearing them.
Talk about a miracle. Hearing clearly can make your life easier. Call 1-800-228-8500 for a free booklet about the amazingly small Micro Elite from Miracle Ear.
There you are, reaching for a star, living every moment, sure of who you are.
Call 1-800-228-8500 for your free booklet about hearing health.
Living every moment, sure of who you are.
There's no obligation, no cost, no reason to wait.
Sometimes little things can make the difference.
Call 1-800-228-8500.
Talk about a miracle.
And we're back. And don't you just love that song? It really gets in my head. Talk about a miracle. Talk about a miracle. Anyway, on to the Olympic Games as promised. Today, and this makes me proud as a British man, Linford Christie broke the 10-second barrier in the 100-meter sprint. Yes, he did it in 6.96 seconds. Linford Christie, the fastest man on Earth. Congratulations. And in men's basketball, the US Dream Team, the controversial team that contains NBA players for the first time in Olympic history, where amateur athletes are not the only ones participating. But whether or not you agree with it, the Dream Team are storming through this Olympic Games. They remain unbeaten after yesterday beating Spain 122-81. And that pushes the Dream Team into the quarterfinals, and they'll play against Puerto Rico in just a few days. And, well, I'd like to say it'll be a close game, but it probably won't. If I was a betting man, I'd say the US would win by, 115-77 maybe. We'll see. And in the medal count so far, the US is top, followed by Germany, followed by China, followed by Cuba, then Spain, and then way down the list is England, as always. And now on to some business news. It was released this week, some figures that right now, and this is unfortunate for some, but the average cost of a new house in the United States is $122,500. These house prices just keep going up and up. The average income is also going up, but not as much, whereas right now we're at a $30,000 average income per family. And that's a figure that hopefully whoever becomes president, whether it's going to be the newcomer, Bill Clinton, or the old hat, George Bush, they'll increase that a little bit. Now, gasoline, another thing that I know we complain every single day that it is going up. Well, it has unfortunately cracked $1 a gallon. Yeah, right now the average gasoline price is $1.05. Ouch. I don't know about you, but I feel that pinch every time I go to the pump. And moving swiftly on to health news, but recently you may remember that the FDA has encouraged doctors not to use silicone in breast implants. Well, I don't see that happening, do you? I mean, what are they going to use? Water balloons? Ridiculous. And also, there's been this thing released to help people stop smoking, and that is what they are calling a nicotine patch. Now, what this does is it sort of looks like a Band-Aid, but it's square, and you unstick it and you stick it on your arm, and it slowly releases nicotine into your system, and therefore sort of making you not want to have a quick smoke. Whether or not this works, I don't know. It's sort of, to me, it sounds... The fact that you could put a sticker on your arm and that replaces having a cigarette sounds ridiculous to me. It doesn't even sound feasible, but it's science, right? So we'll see if it works. I suspect it's going to be one of those products which is sort of out for a little while, and then people find that it's, making their arms itchy, or it's just not working. So, good idea, but I suspect, we need to improve that in some way, and I'm sure they will. They'll probably come out with something that you can chew, maybe, I don't know, or some other... if I was a scientist or an inventor, I would actually come up with some sort of electronic device which you could sort of suck on like a cigarette, but you wouldn't be having the negative effects of smoking, but you'd still be getting the nicotine, you see. But that's, I don't even know how you would start to invent something like that. You'd need batteries, and I don't know how it would work. But if anyone's listening that, could engineer something along those lines, what would it be? Like an electronic cigarette's actually quite a good name for it. So, if you're out there and you are, good at inventing things, you can have that idea. That's on me. An electronic cigarette. I suspect that will be better than this nicotine patch they've just come out with. And we're just about out of time, but I do just want to send a congratulations to Billy Ray Cyrus. Turns out that he is expecting a child who's going to be born, I believe, November. Sometime the end of November is the date of the birth. We don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but congratulations, Billy Ray. Congratulations. Anyway, thank you so much for chatting. We'll do this again tomorrow, where I suspect we're going to jump forward in time a little bit, and we'll be back in 2017. the future, man. Anyway, if there was such a thing as Twitter, which would be something on your computer, where you'd write thoughts that you had, random thoughts, maybe, I don't know, 120, 140 characters, something like that. If there was anything like that, my name on that would be @SoThisHappen. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll chat later. And don't forget, rewind this before you return it. Thanks very much. Bye.